We waited 9 months for this. Hey guys, Matt here. This is my review of G.I. Joe Retaliation. This movie is directed by John Chu, and the movie stars Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Channing Tatum, Adrian Palicki, and Bruce Willis. The plot of this sequel to G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra is the organization Cobra is now in charge of the White House, and with the villain Zartan acting as the imposter president, they can pretty much run things the way they want to. And their first order of business, wipe out the G.I. Joes. So the president orders a strike on the G.I. Joe's compound, and they all get wiped out, all but about 3 of them. And so they must band together and find out who was responsible, but more importantly, how to stop him. Okay, now there are some things that I liked about this movie, and things that I appreciated, and things that I'm glad they did, but then there's a whole bunch more things that I didn't like, and they could have improved on by a whole lot. So let me start with the good. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as Roadblock. Good job on his part. He carried this movie. Then again, he had to carry this movie. Channing Tatum as Duke Hauser. He's okay for his part. Let me just say, though, that the 9-month wait was pointless. I didn't see this movie in 3D, but I really didn't see too much of the movie that I would have been like, oh, I'm sure that would have looked cool in 3D. Adrian Palicki as Lady J. Didn't do really anything in the movie. She just looked attractive. The only part that you'll remember her character for is that we almost got to see her half naked, but that was it. That was how futile her character was in the movie. And then you have Flint, played by a newcomer, DJ Contrail, I think his name was. Pointless. He's the guy that did a little bit of parkour in the movie, but other than that, he just sounded like Chris Evans and just stood off to the side, not memorable whatsoever. This movie had a lot of supporting characters, though. It had Ray Stevenson as Firefly. Good job on his part. Jonathan Pryce, again, is the president. You even had Walton Goggins. Is a small role. Good job. He's a good actor. But then you had side characters, oh my gosh, like RZA. Really? As soon as they started the scene with him, he does a voiceover, and I could just tell. I could tell it was him by his voice, and I was just like, oh my gosh, are you serious? He killed the male with the iron fist. And he was just pointless and totally out of place in this movie. So, this movie had some good action scenes, which was cool, but then again, all the good parts in this movie are in the trailer. Because if you watch the movie, you have action scenes that look cool for like the 3 seconds that they're on, but then you forget about them. Even the fight scenes. There's only one memorable fight scene, and that's between Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes. But just like the fight scene in the second Mortal Kombat movie, way too quick. Then they have a whole mountain climbing scene, but that just got silly and ridiculous. Just as bad as the, super suit in the first G.I. Joe movie. It just was like, okay, this concept is cool, but then it quickly turns into silliness. Or The Rock, or both of them, because their chemistry was good. But after the beginning of the movie started to go downhill and downhill quickly. And this had Cobra Commander in it. He looked a lot cooler. He still sounded like Darth Vader, but he looked cool. And then, Bruce Willis is in this movie, but he really didn't do anything to make you go, oh yeah, I remember Bruce Willis's part, because he's there 1 second, and then he's gone the next. He really didn't do anything memorable, except for give the Joes a pretty cool tour of his house. And then you have a whole problem with the plot, where the Joes want to get revenge on the president, and they just happen to be there when he hatches his new worldwide domination plan. It's like, really? It's just, the plot was a mess. So, because this movie was okay, but it was better than the first one by a little bit, rating 1 to a 5, I'm going to give G.I. Joe Retaliation a 2.5, 3 at the absolute most. It's a shame this movie wasn't very good, because based on the amount of money it's going to make, I'm sure they're going to make a third one. So, until next time, guys, see ya.